Hi guys, welcome to Inkosa Zamayati by myself, Nguneko. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for engaging the content. And do not forget to subscribe, to like, to comment, and most importantly, tell your friends about it. I decided to go back to my basics, which is the real me. This is the real me. Unless I wake up and feel like a cheese pop or just growing my afro, this is the factory default setting me. It was my birthday last week or 2 weeks back, depending on when I'll drop this video. So I was just so happy. I was excited. So when I'm happy, I need to be like me. So today, I'd like us to speak about making a mourning a constant part in your growth or of your healing. I think I realized in passing that last year, mourning was just like a big part of my healing because I would just like sometimes wake up so triggered. I was just like so faced with myself. I would just like have a thought about something like a situation or someone, and I would just fall like into a dark space. And I would not understand why, because I had forgiven a lot of the things that I was faced with last year. Only to realize later on that, oh, actually, it's things, situations, or people that I have not mourned. Yes, I had thought, you know what, I worked a lot on forgiving those things, but I had not yet mourned those people and those situations. And we know loss to be associated with a death of a loved one. But when you really think about it, we experience loss in each and every aspect in our lives. I remember someone just talking about how they went through the 5 stages of grief when they were going through a certain breakup. And I remember someone else just judging them, saying that you guys are so dramatic. It was just a breakup. It's not that deep. And I just remember at the back of my mind, I was just like, that's why you're so messed up. It actually is that deep. You're supposed to mourn that loss. And even though I didn't have the vocabulary for it at that time, because I do realize that sometimes we get enlightened to these things, but sometimes we just don't have the vocabulary for it until we actually learn that, oh, this is what was happening. And sometimes even when you look at adults now, you just see how we are sometimes so stuck on that young self, on that amazing young self that has now grown and just has so many responsibilities. And I feel like sometimes that's why we get to live such resentful lives, because we struggle with mourning what we leave behind. And we do get advised a lot to embrace, and we are able to embrace every age, embrace every stage, embrace every change, embracing the new. I feel like we are all so well equipped to embrace, but we never really get advised to mourn what we are leaving behind, because it is loss when you living behind that 14 years old, and then now you are this 30-year-old with a lot of responsibilities, because you would find that you are in your 40s, you're in your 50s, and you're just, I don't want to use the word messed up, but you just aren't able to forget all the losses that you had when you were young, or you aren't able to trust people because you never mourned the loss of that friendship when you were 14, or that betrayal, or whatever it is that you might have experienced when you were younger. Not being able to mourn the more focused you when you were younger, and now you're just faced with so much. Life is busier. You're not able to focus as much. You're not able to be as active as much, and you are still stuck on that. I used to be this, I used to be that, because you just have not mourned those parts in your life. We need to learn to mourn the past phase of the good times that we had. We need to mourn the phase of being single, the loss of it, so that we can be good partners, so that you can stop cheating. And we need to mourn the past phase of not being parents, so that we can be good caregivers. And we need to just mourn everything that has passed, literally mourn it, be frustrated that it has passed, but make sure that you mourn it, so that when you move on, you fully move on. Because I feel like we fight so hard to hold on. That's why we struggle with moving on to the next phases of our lives, because even though you are ready to move on to the next chapter, if you're still holding on to the past chapters, it's very hard to really move on. Yeah, mourning those closed chapters and people, because the other thing is this: we meet certain people for certain seasons in our lives. and they can't evolve with you, unfortunately. For an example, I used to be known as someone who is on outspoken, honest. Call a spade, no matter the timing, no matter the delivery. I would just say what I need to say, not caring about anything else. And now that I'm grown, I have more peace. I choose which struggles to fight and I choose which arguments to engage. I will frustrate the people who are attracted to that part of me, that agadlalelwa, and it would be very unfair of me to accept them to move on or to evolve with me, because this is not the version of me that they chose. They chose that version of me. So when I am growing, when I'm evolving, I need to mourn not only that part of myself, but I also need to mourn the people that were in my life for that season, because it's not fair that we expect people to evolve when we do, or to accept the new us when it's not the new us that they chose, or the more enlightened us that they chose. So it is okay for us to mourn them, to leave them behind, not because we hate them now or because they are haters, but simply because they are not where we are. And it's not fair to stay in each other's lives, so we frustrate each other or we end up resenting each other. It's only fair to mourn each other, or I mourn them while there is still peace, in case someday we meet on the same wavelength again, or someday we are good for each other, we are both better. And I know it's not easy to let go of a part of yourself that you were sure that people accepted, that has enablers, that has supporters, that has people who respect it and lean into a version of you that you're not sure if it'll even be well received. But what I have learned about healing is that it is messy. Growth, healing, it is messy, and it is not a group project. We can have groups we share our experiences with. We can have people we discuss healing and growth with. We can have people who help us through those phases as well. But what I know for sure is that the doing of it wants you alone. All the dirty parts of growth and healing want you alone. All that messiness, it literally wants you alone. So you can't do it with a group. That's why we evolve. That's why we part ways with people. And it's good to do so while it's still healthy, just to see that, you know what, we are not on the same, not league, but we are not in the same phase in life. And it is okay to part ways if they don't get where you are. That's why once you accept the journey of healing, of growth, you need to be willing to lose anyone in your life. You need to be very open to losing whoever in your life. And it's not about hate. It's about the fact that we need to grow. It's about the fact that we are constantly evolving. You know, it is about the fact that we need to keep learning. So we need to learn to mourn all of those things that are past and embrace the new, because at the end of the day, what really matters in life is how you feel about yourself. It is what monologues or inner dialogues you're saying to yourself. What the rest of us say, ingane really, because you can choose what to take, you can choose what not to take, but you can't escape you. You're stuck with yourself. So I think you would rather work on you as your lifetime lover, as your lifetime caregiver, as your lifetime motivator, and so on and so on. You're literally stuck with yourself. So why not just work on you? Because for as long as you are in this life, you are with you. And as a part of my growth as well, I learned that there is no such a thing as this is who I am. We get new information and we are very flexible if we allow ourselves to be. So there is no need for you to be stuck when you can actually get new information, use the flexibility of your mind, body, actions, and actually evolve. I read somewhere that someone said, your journey is not as fixed as and inflexible as you think. And I think that is a spot on, because life already is what it is without our assistance. It can be crappy if it wants to be to you, and it can be good without even any of your help. So I always say to people, the best thing you can ever do in life is put your best foot forward and hope for the best, because we really don't have much control of things, of everything anyway. With the best foot forward, what you can do for yourself is to make sure that you are very flexible, to accept any truths that whatever journey you'll be in demands, and not be stuck in one truth that this is how I've always been, but you see that it's not even working for you anymore. This is where I'll stop for today. Making mourning a constant part in our journey, to make sure that when we move on as better people, and we have accepted that, you know what, the good faces or the bad faces or whatever it is that I'm leaving behind, it's staying there, and I'm moving on to who I'll be, you know. And so, yeah, thank you for tuning in. Do not forget to tell your friends about it. Most importantly, like, comment, subscribe, and set on their notifications. All right then, bye.